Okay, awesome. Just trying to see where everyone is. We only have 80 to 150 in the VC, but we're busy tonight. But, we'll get started, and I'm sure people will join as we go along. Okay, good evening to the Well Coin Talk community. Tonight we have our second AMA with FarmerDoge. It's great to have them back. They launched originally on the BSC last August. They've had a huge success with the BSC, a great team and a great community they've built over the last 6 months. So maybe if we could just maybe go back over, the last 6 months and what's been happening, what you've been creating with FarmerDoge and the community there.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll just kind of give like a brief history, right? So our team is mostly built from about 22 or so individuals who all met back in June in a whale group of token that we were all invested in, and we kind of slowly all became really good friends, and then we kind of stemmed from that group into our own private group, and it really quickly became kind of like a brotherhood or a family, and then Quest, our CEO, he actually decided to start his own project, and that was FarmerDoge. Utilized his connections to find a contract developer who could build us a super unique contract, which was a one of a kind when we first launched, which was a multi-dividend contract which pays rewards in any token that we choose at any given time on the BSC market. We launched without a lot of funding behind us in the beginning, and during kind of a bear market, so things were a little bit slow in the beginning. But really, Quest and Scruffbeard kept their heads down and focused in building as much attention as they could up until about October, when finally the market took notice of the capability of what our contract could do. And we saw us go in a very short period of time from about a 68,000 market cap up to 150 million at the top. Obviously, when you see those kind of gains, we did come down a little bit from there. And then when the BSC did the Bruno hard fork on the network, it created a spike in gas fees, which affected our original contract, and it essentially kept it or prevented it from paying out its rewards. So unfortunately, we had to pause trading until we could get that issue fixed. That ended up turning into almost 3 months before we were able to develop a working contract again, where we're back to paying our holders rewards on the token that we're farming automatically. And I think what's really cool about what our token can do is that essentially we're allowing our holders to be able to diversify their portfolio by just holding crop, our FarmerDoge token. So that kind of takes us to today, where again, we launched the new version of our contract a little over a week ago. We did bottom out after the relaunch. There were, obviously some investors who wanted to get their money out after being paused for as long as we were. We were very respectful during that time and understood that there were some holders that were frustrated, but at the same time, I think it gave us the ability to really focus on building our community by showing transparency and focus, and continuing to work hard. Even when things got tough, where I think in the BSC, we see a lot of times teams just kind of give up or fail their community, where we've made sure to stay focused on doing right by our investors. We did drop down to about 9.5 million after our relaunch, and since have seen ourselves over the last 4 days climb back up to about 26 million at the moment. So everything's looking healthy. We're still continuing to kind of build towards our future. We can talk more about that as we move forward, but that kind of gives you a brief synopsis of the history of our token and where we're at today.
Awesome. Yeah, 926 million. That's very nice to and the investors. And like you say, you've got your Diamond Hands, a long-term community that you've created that is exceptional on the BSC. So I was looking into, you're going to farm any cryptocurrency on the BSC. Team crypto analysts will build a portfolio of top 200 cryptocurrencies and newly launched moonshots. And I saw on the website one guy's been in crypto since 2009. So is he on that team as well? And who's this part of the core team that have make these calls for which ones to invest in the future?
Yeah, so our team is made up of, like I said, over 20 guys. We bring a lot of diversity to our project from both the cryptocurrency world as well as real life business, which I think really is unique to this space. We even have on our team, like, we've got 4 guys who are doctors, which I always like to use that as just to kind of show people that, we're not your typical cryptocurrency team of a bunch of kids who are just trying to kind of like, create our own project and make money out of it, right? I mean, we're actually a bunch of men and actually one woman who are focused on building a business out of this, and really focused on the long-term vision that Quest has kind of started for us. So we have a team who of investors who are extremely experienced and do a lot of vetting of projects to essentially keep our holders safe, right? Like, if our idea is to try and help diversify your portfolio, we want to make sure that we're setting your portfolio up to be as successful as possible. We're currently farming Velas, VLX, which is a future blockchain and a fork from the Solana contract. The guys on our team, we actually believe that VLX has the opportunity to become a top 20 token in the not too distant future. Just to give you an idea of the potential of what that would do for that token, it's currently trading at about 25 cents. If it did become a top 20 token, that would put the evaluation at somewhere between $20 and $25. So again, we want to farm projects that we think are going to be helpful to those who hold crop. And then we also want to use our smart contract to our advantage, right? We farm TCG, which is the largest metaverse on the BSC space, for 2 weeks when we were really running well in November. And during that time, we were averaging just over $1 million a day in volume, which, given the tax tokenomics of our coin, 10% of that is going to be bought on the TCG chart and then divvied out to our holders. So essentially, we were bringing TCG nearly $100,000 of buy pressure on average per day for 2 weeks. When we can back up the analytics of what we were able to do for that token and use that to our advantage to help build partnerships within the BSC, I think it really shows the power of what we can do in helping people, and it will really allow us to continue to diversify our partnerships within the cryptocurrency network in the BSC to help us continue to build our vision.
Awesome. And then you're looking at a DAO for FarmerDoge, where the community is going to have voting rights on potential investments in the future as well. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So the Dow voting system, basically what it allows us to do, it's kind of like our sense of a democracy, right? It allows our holders to have their vote heard, and it is weighted based on tokens that you hold. We do adjust the weight down for the heavy holders. That way, some of the smaller holders will actually have their voice heard a little bit, more relatively to the larger whales. So it's not all just top heavy. But basically what it allows us to do is we'll vet, like I said, about 5 or 6 projects that we believe are the best for our holders. We'll do a Twitter contest where the one that we hear about most from our community will be added as well. And then it will be up to a vote within the community for what token we farm next. Typically, we're going to farm tokens for about 2 weeks in most cases. So again, let's just say hypothetically you buy FarmerDoge and you hold for a year. You decide to hold the tokens that we farm. Well, by the end of the year, you should have about 26 other investments now in your wallet, just based on holding crop.
Okay, great. And how does it work? Is it how many tokens you have, or does everyone get rewards from the farm? And how much in percentage wise is that built into the tax on buys and sells and tokenomics?
Yeah, so the tokenomics are 15% tax on buys and sells. Of that 15%, 10% of that is going to go to the rewards. So the math is pretty easy, and I think this is actually brings up another good point. We're going to have a reward, basically kind of like platform on our website that should go live in the next week or so, that allows you to you'll be able to connect to your wallet, and then based on the amount of crop you hold, you can actually use a sliding system to show kind of how much you can expect in rewards based on how much volume. And then it allows you to sort of play with the numbers and like, okay, this is what I want to target, so then this is how much crop I need to hold based on the current volume. But I think it'll really allow to be able to paint that picture well for our holders. But essentially the math is fairly easy, right? You just multiply the volume by the 10% rewards, and then multiply that number by the percent of the supply of crop you hold, and then you'll be able to get your total rewards in the token that we're farming.
Super cool. 10% is really a great amount for investors, and for newer investors that aren't sure of what to buy into, they just buy into FarmerDoge, and then they get a broad range of portfolio over a 12-month period straight into their wallet. Is it like automatic?
Yes, the rewards are automatic. You don't have to do anything. All you do is you add the contract of what we're farming into your wallet, and then you'll just see it accumulate over the volume of FarmerDoge.
You could just sort of go away for 12 months and see maybe a hugely valuable portfolio when you get back. Super exciting for investors, and especially, like I say, for new investors as well. And then you've also got your diamond hands and longer term investors that would like to take part in the Dow, where they can vote on what they think is a potential next super investment for FarmerDoge farm.
Yeah, well, and we can use the Dow to our advantage as well, right? I mean, as we continue to pick up our pace and bring in new investors, when we're looking to vote on our next token to be farmed, what we can do is we can actually allow that community to know that they're up for vote, show them the power and what volume we can bring to them, and then let them know, hey, if you come in and buy some FarmerDoge, you're able to utilize that Dow and vote for your token as well. So again, it really gives us a lot of shilling power to those communities as we continue to look towards farming new tokens in the future, and should bring us buy pressure as well that way. So I think it gives us a lot of flexibility with what our smart contract can do, and then what that Dow voting system can do.
And will you have like a weekly and monthly in the community Telegram, looking at how the portfolios have gone from the past, and build that out for the year, or on the website? Yeah.
Exactly. And we did a case study with TCG already based on the 2 weeks that we farmed them, and we're going to continue to really utilize that to our advantage as we look to build partnerships with other tokens, just to show them, hey, this is what we were able to do for TCG. And honestly, it's been such a great addition for us as well, because of what we've been able to do with them. We've created a really lucrative partnership full time, and we're gonna be well planted within their metaverse. And we're continuing to talk with how we can expand our partnership with them as well. I mean, obviously, they're extremely thankful for what we brought them over those 2 weeks. I mean, I think the price, and I mean, it's an extremely successful project. I don't know where it's sitting currently, but I mean, they did nearly 5.5x during the 2 weeks that we farmed them, which again is incredible.
Awesome. And will you look at maybe a staking feature if you're investing in the top 200 cryptocurrencies? To say it was cake, you could offer maybe something where investors that get the rewards in the cake would then be able to stake them.
Yeah, so it's funny, you're asking all the perfect questions, but yeah, so that's another thing that we're working on right now, and we should have in the next. Again, I hate quoting dates, right? So it should be in the next couple of weeks. We are going to be adding staking through another partnership that we have, which is Retro DeFi, who offers one of the better staking platforms on the BSC network. We did a lot of research on who we thought could bring the most value to us as a project. and we decided to partner with Retro DeFi. Now, I will say the one thing that's really interesting about, I think, what makes us a little bit different than a lot of tokens is you're likely not going to be seeing any of the larger holders or the whales on FarmerDoge stake their tokens, because we're not able to pay out our rewards once our tokens are staked. But so what it does do is some of those smaller holders, maybe the rewards, if you do the calculations, if you're not able to afford a huge bag of crop, I suggest looking at the option of staking. And the good thing about not having any of the whales staking their tokens on the Retro DeFi network is it should keep the API fairly high, because some of those big holders will continue to keep their tokens liquid, because the rewards are going to be more beneficial for them. So again, I think it's all relative to the holder and what they're trying to get out of the token. But I do think it's going to be a bigger advantage for some of the smaller holders when we offer the staking platform, which I think is great. I think a lot of tokens fail to, focus their attention towards all of their community and all of their holder base. And we want to make sure that we give the best opportunity to everyone who invests in us.
Yeah, if you can offer the whole package for smaller investors, new investors that maybe aren't familiar how to send to different exchanges to stake the tokens or do it in the trust wallet, that'd be a great feature for new people coming into crypto, definitely. And you've also got the projects can reach out to you via the partnerships on the website as well. Have you had a lot of projects approaching you asking you to farm their tokens?
We have, and I think what we have a lot of people doing is that we want to be really ultra careful and selective with who we farm, right? Because of the power of what we can offer. We have a lot of people that think the great idea would be, okay, well, how about we farm a small market cap coin, but I think what people fail to realize is with our volume when it was at the top, if a coin's liquidity isn't strong enough to hold the volume that we'd offer them, we're going to destroy their project, right? So we've talked to a lot of people about what we can do in the future, but at the same time, we really need to be careful about who we select, because their liquidity has to be healthy. Their market cap does actually, really generally need to be a slightly higher market cap, because the last thing we want to do is have our holders get their portfolio diversified into what we essentially, our contract would just turn into a pump and dump. So that's why we find tokens like DLX and tokens like TCG and some of those higher market cap coins. And I think as we continue to build down the future, we'll toy with that a little bit and continue to kind of fine tune what we do. But we still believe at this point, the higher liquidity, higher market cap coins are going to be a lot safer and a lot better off for most of our holders. So that's what road we've been taking thus far.
And you're planning FarmerDoge NFTs in the future, the FarmerDoge swap. Could we go into some details on that for investors?
Yeah, the NFTs will be coming. Quest, our CEO, he's extremely connected, and he's really focused on doing right for the community and the investors. So the last thing we want to do is just push out NFTs because the world wants to see NFTs. Like, he wants to make sure that we're partnered with the right artist who can create his vision the way he sees it. He's been in talks over the last week with a couple of artists who are well known in the NFT space. And we are getting closer to nailing down a partnership with who will be building our NFTs. So I would say look in the coming weeks for more news regarding that.
It's not just about investors making money and portfolios, and you've got a charity aspect as well to FarmerDoge. You're going to be meeting farmers to distribute fruit and vegetables to local charities and shelters in the future as well.
Yeah, we've already done some donations. Actually, we had a great one in Laos in January where we gave out, I think it was like 2,500 sweaters to kids, and then we had another one as well where we already were able to donate to some food banks. And again, our focus is the diversity within our team is we have people all over the world, really. Quest is personally connected heavily in Laos, so we'll see a big push there because he's got a lot of connections out there. Myself and Scruffbeard on the team, we're based in Northern California where there's a lot of farming. So he and I are going to be doing a lot of farm to food bank investments out here, where we're going to physically go and buy crop from a local farm and then deliver it directly to the farm, to the food banks. And I think that shows a lot of transparency. And then also, essentially, we'll be doxing ourselves as well, because we're going to be showing live video of some of those donations. So it's a way to give back. I know a lot of projects say that their plan or on their roadmap is to give to charities, and I think a lot of people have the right intentions, but I do think a lot of people take advantage of the idea of a charity being something that looks good, where we're really truly focused and have already been able to do some of that and want to continue to do that all over the world. We have team members that are based in New Zealand, Australia, Singapore, the United States, Canada, connections in Laos. And we want to make sure that we're hitting all of these regions to really not just get the word out, but obviously, I mean, again, our goal is to be able to give back to communities all over the world.
That's awesome. It's been a tough few years with the pandemic, and the world sort of came together for a while. And I know in the UK they were putting homeless people in hotels, and it's like, well, why can't you do that at normal times? Why is that only in a pandemic? Because they're worried about everyone spreading the virus. They become generous, and yeah, it's nice to give to charity, definitely, as well as us all wanting to make good investments and make money into the future. And you're also planning central exchange listings in the future as well. Yeah, whereabouts are you looking to go there?
So we're currently on Coinstore. Coinstore CEX is based, again, so I had mentioned a team member that we have in Singapore. His name is Sky. He's been a great addition to our team. We've had him on board since I believe it was early October. He helped us land Coinstore. And again, I think that because of the little bump in the road that we hit with our contract, it's delayed some of those things from coming out. But I know Quest has, again, a lot of connections within some different CXs. So we do plan on seeing some larger exchanges in the future, as well as bridging to other blockchains. We do also have a partnership with Swap Protocol. Swap is a DEX exchange for the Kronos network. And we don't have an exact date. It was originally supposed to be December, but again, things got delayed. We will be launching a FarmerDoge token in the coming months on the DEX swap for the Kronos network. And we are going to be giving away a whitelist, or not giving away, but offering a whitelist opportunity for our top 450 holders on the BSC network. But again, our focus is to make sure that we're doing right by our investors on BSC before we start building another project. We don't think that I think that shows poor judgment on our team. So we're really making sure to focus on getting the price back to a healthy market cap on the BSC side, and then we'll look at concentrating on bridging onto other networks, and utilizing that partnership that we already have with the Kronos network.
Yeah, the Kronos network is expanding. I've got investments there as well. Yeah, it's an up and coming blockchain. So you're going to launch FarmerDoge on the Cosmos, is it, or Kronos network? Did you say?
Yes, yeah, we will be on the Swap Protocol is the name of the DEX that's partnered with Kronos that we'll be launching on. Originally it was planned for December, but the idea is that we're going to be, one of the early smart contracts on their DEX swap. So, as we see Kronos, continue to expand the way they are, we believe it's a great opportunity for us to really expand and get better exposure to the FarmerDoge brand. Again, as we continue to build towards our future of building a business and not just a meme coin.
Yeah, the DEX and central exchanges. Sorry, I'm getting mixed up there. Yeah, but you're planning cross-chain and multi-chain in the future for FarmerDoge token and maybe the NFTs in the future. Yeah.
Absolutely, and full integration too into the metaverse. Obviously, again, with our partners at TCG, our expectation is to utilize that to our ability to get massive exposure towards, the metaverse trend that we're seeing. So being planted in that in such a great way and a great project with the TCG gives us a lot of flexibility as well as we move forward.
And did you get audits done before the launch or after the launch? What's planned on the audit side for FarmerDoge?
We did. We had third-party audits done by Brew Labs. So our friends at Brew Labs helped us out a ton. They were great in building and helping us build this contract. So we also have worked. We have our own developer who wrote the contract, but I believe his name is Zeus with Brew Labs was the guy who really helped us kind of hone it in and do a third party audit for us before we had it dialed in and launched.
And what's the marketing plans going forward for FarmerDoge into the future?
Yeah, so short term, I can tell you right now, we had a Twitter giveaway where we gave away $1,000 today, which was great. We had something that was a giveaway for the Lunar Chinese New Year, where we're going to be giving away $888 dollars to 3 different people. That'll be announced tomorrow, and then the one that's still ongoing is going to be our big giveaway. On Valentine's Day, we're going to be giving 60 B&B away to 6 different people. So 60 total. The biggest winner will get 25 B&B. Essentially, in order to qualify for that is you just buy and hold FarmerDoge. If you buy today and hold through February 14th, you'll automatically be positioned to potentially win up to 25 B&B.
Right, and I can open it up to the rest of the team now if anyone's got a question for Swoop Style at FarmerDoge.
Hey Glenn, yeah, I was listening in, and I like your concept. Like we've been familiar with it for a while, but I'm very curious about the process that you go through, like when you're vetting a token, and how long does it take you to actually find a good token to farm? Because you've mentioned like the previous one did a 4 or 5x, so that's not easy, to find something that will be very beneficial for your holders. So like you mentioned, you're looking at the market caps and like these sort of metrics, but how do you do it? Do you have someone on the team that's actively looking, or how does that work?
Yeah, I would say we've got, like I said, we've got a group of very experienced investors. So it's not really just 1 or 2 who are looking. I think we're always constantly looking. I would say there's probably about maybe 4 or 5 on our team that I would say are probably going to have a better eye than the rest. Again, I think we all bring a diverse amount of value to our team. So that vetting process, a lot of it just comes down to us doing the research, right? And it's about looking at contracts. It's about looking at the team. It's about looking at what the market cap is at. It's about evaluating what we think the potential of the market cap can be. And then, of course, making sure that it's a safe investment, right? I mean, obviously, we know there's plenty of scams. I think the two main tokens that we've farmed over the last couple between VLX and TCG, both are clearly powerhouse tokens that we know are extremely safe. VLX is an exciting one. They've recently announced their partnership with SpaceX. We keep joking with our community saying that, hopefully Elon gives us a tweet here pretty soon for VLX to send us all flying. But anyway, no, I mean, I think that there's always going to be a process when it comes to vetting those projects. And we've got a good group of guys on our team who are really good at making sure that they do all the proper research before we introduce a token potentially to our community. We believe that there's a great deal of education that we can offer with the experience that we bring in the space that allows our holders to come in and learn a lot. So it's not just an investment. It's actually, we want to be able to offer so much more that keeps our holders around for the long term.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, and I know like everybody wants a tweet from Elon, right? But that's not it, right? Like if you're looking for something solid, for something a long investment, you don't want it to just be tweeted by 2 or 3 influencers and have a few videos up, right? I mean, I'm sure like your team already knows that because they're not going for such like I don't want to say like meme tokens or whatnot because some of them are doing really well, right? But sort of like maybe the more on the utility side or someone that's building something new at least, right?
Yeah, 100%. I think the one thing that we like to really mention to our investors is that like you can't predict the price of what a token's going to be, right? Like, we're not going to come in here and tell you guys that we're going to 100x or whatever, right? I mean, but what I can tell you is that we have a large team, and our, because of the uniqueness of our contract, you know, what really equates to value within our token is volume. Volume in and out brings us rewards. And our goal as a team is to continue to remain focused on building a business through strategic partnerships that's going to bring continuous, consistent volume forever. And as long as we have volume coming in and out of our token, then our holders are going to keep winning. So our goal, of course, is to see price appreciation, but in reality, it's just to see continued volume, and that's what we're trying to build. And I believe we're getting to the point where we're seeing the potential of what we can do, given the uniqueness of our smart contract and kind of the quality and diversity of the team that we have.
Yeah, it's true. Like, you need people that can recognize value and that can bring it on board. And with your token, like, yeah, people can diversify their portfolio and everything. And perhaps in the future you'll have some sort of index fund or anything like that. Like, so there's plenty of room to grow. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Got some questions coming in from Twitter. Let's have a look here. So I've just got to load the screen. Dr. Physio. I read that FarmerDoge, I'm not sure whether this is right because I didn't read about the minting feature. Maybe it's on about NFTs. I read that the FarmerDoge minting process officially supports the Phantom wallet. Is it only available in Phantom wallet, or can users use other wallets such as Trust Wallet or MetaMask?
To be honest with you, I'm not even going to try and take that one. Because we don't have NFTs yet, I'm not sure where he's getting his information.
Right.
So I would say just stay tuned for more information regarding the NFTs, and how they're going to be purchased. I think as of right now, there's not really anything concrete as to what that'll look like yet. But again, like I mentioned, it should be in the not too distant future.
Okay, yeah, I think it's got another one which is reasonable. What is the vital role of the community for FarmerDoge team development and decision making? How will you project and accept opinions and suggestions from the community? Do you intend to reward loyalty to the community in the future? Yeah.
Love it. Yeah, community growth and community health is extremely important to the success of any token, right? I think our Dow voting system on what project we farm is big to help give our holders a voice. We're continuously engaging our community with Twitter contests, with meme contests, et cetera, again, to keep them active. You know, clearly, we also we own the hashtags on hashtag protocol for all the FarmerDoge hashtags. Those pay rewards, and then every week we pay our basically our holders back the rewards we get from using those hashtags. So the people that are out there shilling the hardest and using our hashtags the most are going to get rewarded with money every week. We've consistently seen the same few people winning those every week because they're out there working hard for us, which is great. Again, we want to continue to be able to give.
You've cut out there, Swoop Style.
For some reason, it looks like he got muted.
If Swoop Style, are you there? Oh,
sorry. What's that?
Oh, it cuts out there. Sorry. Yeah. Halfway through. Yeah, you're back now, Swoop Style. Yeah, cuts out there, I think.
Okay, yeah, sorry. I just was saying that essentially I believe community engagement is extremely important. I don't know where I got cut off, but you know, we are constantly giving back to our community with what we can, from a number of different you know, meme contests, Twitter contests, etc., utilizing the Dow system to give them a voice heard when they vote. All those things are extremely important in building a healthy community. And I think that if you spend some time in our community, you will see the loyalty that they have to us and that we have to them. And I think that mutual respect, that kind of family environment is extremely important to the success of our future.
And we've got a question on Twitter as well from Pedro. I read on your website that FarmerDoge rewards are calculated and distributed based on how much an investor owns versus the total supply and volume over the last 24 hours. How much is the minimum investment amount I need to start at FarmerDoge to get there? Obviously, I think he means the rewards, yeah.
Yeah, there's no minimum. You'll get paid your rewards based on how much you hold. But I mean, again, as I mentioned earlier, obviously, if you hold a very, very small amount of the supply, then you're going to need, some pretty massive volume to see the rewards really pay off. And I think that's where the staking is going to really kick in to help some of those smaller holders out. I think you will see that we have, a fair amount of larger holders within our token because of the uniqueness and incredible rewards that we do pay. And I know that some of our small holders have been extremely happy with the success that they've seen since they've invested in FarmerDoge. But I think that maybe they might see that staking is going to be more beneficial to them in the long term for those guys that maybe have, say, less than like 1 million tokens. And I'm just kind of throwing a number out there, but I think that's going to be something that we'll continue to see be advantageous to some of those smaller holders. If the rewards aren't paying enough because you're not able to hold enough, then that staking gives them that opportunity.
And we've got some questions in the VC. Syed, you had a question for FarmerDoge fruit style. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. So I want to know that, have you guys thought of creating any different tiers for staking or farming? I mean, high risk tiers and low risk tiers, so that investors can have a choice to go for higher rewards or to be more safe with low risk tiers.
So I can tell you again, our partnership in staking is going to be Retro DeFi. They offer a token. RQbert is the name of the token. I'm personally not as familiar with what that's going to look like yet. We have an individual on our team who is focused more on the staking platform. He was unable to join us today, but I would say just if you want to dig in, you can look up Retro DeFi and what they offer, just to kind of give you some ideas of what it's going to look like. And then, of course, as we get close to going live with them, we're going to have a whole lot more details on our Telegram page and on our socials.
Okay, one more quick question. How frequently will be the rewards distributed? I mean, daily or weekly?
The rewards are typically daily, but it's always going to depend on the amount of volume and how much you hold. So if the volume is slow, sometimes you won't get it for a couple of days. When the volume is really high, or if you hold a larger amount of the supply, I mean, sometimes you'll see airdrops a couple of times a day. So it's really not, there's not really a finite amount. I think what I like to try and explain is, imagine we've got over 3,000 holders. Imagine putting 3,000 people in a line. Well, the contract has to pay out all of those people. And every single time it does an airdrop, it usually, I think, hits about 8 to 12 holders at a time. So it has to work its way through that line until it can pay everyone off. So again, just depending on where your spot is at, it'll work its way through and then evenly distribute it out as it goes. But it all is going to be dependent on how much volume and how much you hold.
Okay, it makes sense. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Demo Star, you had a question for FarmerDoge. Tim, go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can, yeah.
Okay. Thanks for this opportunity. My question is, a lot of new projects have a lack of liquidity, especially on their early days, resulting in extreme volatility and price impact of the token. So I would like to know what is your crypto solution for this, and what makes your platform different and unique? Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. So can you mute your mic? demo star.
Yeah. There you
Yeah,
go.
thanks. I was getting an echo. So yeah, liquidity is extremely important, right? I mean, obviously you need to make sure that you have enough liquidity to keep your project healthy, but at the same time, I think you can see a lot more exponential growth if you keep the liquidity ratio fairly low, but you have to be careful, right? Again, I'm not going to even pretend that I'm the expert on the liquidity, but we've got some guys on our team who are. So we always make sure that we have the amount of liquidity that we know keeps our project safe, but also can keep the price appreciation running. Because obviously the investors want to see green candles. So there's kind of that fine line of understanding the ratios. Again, that's not my department, but I'm confident in our team understanding and knowing what those ratios should be. I also know one thing that we do to help the liquidity to a degree is that we do an extra tax on any sell of over $100,000. It basically doubles the tax. That way, in case any whale decides to dump their full bag, they're going to be taxed a lot heavier. And again, 2% of that tax is going to go to the liquidity. So essentially, if they're double taxed, that's going to be a 4% liquidity. It allows us to be able to absorb larger sells, and has that small whale tax on guys who want to sell a large quantity in a 24-hour period.
And Dennis, you had a question. The swoop style at FarmerDoge. Go ahead.
Yeah, Glenn, I do have.
Yep.
Yeah, actually, I read on your white paper that you will also donate fruits and vegetables to food banks. I think poverty and hunger is bigger issue in various parts of the world. I want to know that how will you help food banks who are far away from your location? Will you ship them fruits and vegetables, or you will send them money so that they can provide food to the needy ones? Because I think it's much easier to send money as compared to shipping them vegetable and foods, because it will cost a lot for shipment.
Yeah, I think that's a great question, right? I mean, obviously, I think we've got a great deal of diversity, as I had mentioned earlier, with location within our team, where we've got team members located in New Zealand, Australia, Canada, Laos, Singapore, United States. Obviously, that doesn't cover the entire world. So we're certainly open to suggestions from the community if they have a place that maybe we don't have boots on the ground. And we're always willing to hear our holders, especially from a charitable standpoint, and where we can give back to make sure that we continue to be able to focus on our idea of being able to give to those communities all over the world. So we do have the flexibility of giving back in a lot of different areas, but not everywhere. So to your point, yeah, I mean, I would say that that's going to be on our community to help give us suggestions on where we can be utilizing some of those funds in a better way, so that we continue to make sure that we're hitting everywhere all over the world.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And Aisha, you had a question. The swoop style at FarmerDoge. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Glenn. Okay, I want to ask that I have visited your website, and it's mentioned that team members from other projects can reach out to FarmerDoge. I want to know that will it be necessary for the project team to be your native token holder? I mean, what will be the requirements for team?
So I'm not sure if I understand the question. What are the requirements from the other projects or from our team?
No, from the project team. I mean, those projects who reached out to FarmerDoge. And will it be necessary for them to be your native token holder?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think so. Again, because of the ability of our smart contract to help bring volume to other tokens, essentially there's going to be obviously other BSC tokens who want to partner with us, because if we farm them, we're essentially going to be giving them volume. Now, like I had mentioned earlier, right, we're very careful on who we select. And obviously, we our hope is that we can get something that's going to be mutually beneficial to our project and to our investors when we decide to partner up with a project. So essentially that gives the ability to for other tokens to come in and try and partner up with us and see what kind of value there could be. I think it just kind of more or less opens up the discussion of a potential partnership. And we carefully look through those applications as they come in and decide as a team whether or not we think it's something that would be a good fit for our holder base at FarmerDoge.
Okay. Okay. It's also mentioned that if any community member of the projects reach out to FarmerDoge for getting their token formed instead of project team themselves, the project will get blacklisted. So my concern is that what if someone is deliberately trying to defame the project and getting it blacklisted by contacting you on their behalf? How will you guys make sure that it doesn't happen?
Yeah, I mean, I think it just comes with us being careful about who we talk to and understanding I mean, I think that obviously there's plenty of people in the space that are doing their best to creatively scam in any way possible. And it's sad that that happens as much as it does. But I think that's where the professionalism and diversity in the team can really come to our advantage, right? We're extremely careful with who we work with, and I feel like collectively we have a pretty good idea when someone is up to no good. So, is there always going to be the potential of someone, a bad apple trying to get in and get a piece? Sure, but obviously, I think that the more careful that we can be, and I think that's also why it's extremely important that we properly vet any individual in any project who wants to be involved with FarmerDoge.
Okay, good to know. Thank you for answering my questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and Alice, you had a question. Swoop style at FarmerDoge, go ahead.
For the opportunity. So my question is, COVID-19 has slowed down many economies around the world, but as a crypto business, does it affect you negatively or positively? Are you still on track to achieve your goals, or are you planning a new development? Do you have a white paper? If yes, please share it with us. And secondly, do you have plans for pre-sale? Where can we join it? Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think we've generally been affected as far as kind of from being able to stay focused on building the business that we're building, which has been great. Obviously, we know that there's been an effect all over the world in one way or another. As far as a pre-sale is concerned, I mean, obviously the token has already launched itself, but we are going to be offering whitelist to our top 450 holders when we launch on the Kronos network. Clearly we understand that not everyone can afford to be able to come in and be a top 450 holder. I don't know where that stands, to be honest with you right now with the amount of tokens. But obviously you can always check in BSC scan. So we will also be giving away some of those whitelist spots through different contests that we'll be offering when we get closer to when we're going to be discussing that when that launch date might be. So I think that you're going to continue to see more push towards those kinds of things. But no, I mean, as far as our white paper and us being able to continue to deliver, we ran into a little bit of a bump in the road when the Bruno hard fork happened, which set us back a couple of months. But I think we're back on track and working out really well. And I think you'll see that based on the health of our chart and our community. And as far as our roadmap is concerned, we're definitely checking off as we move forward and continue to plan on working towards making sure that we stay focused on our entire vision, which is to create a healthy business and be able to give back to communities via charity all over the world.
Victoria Akoma, you had a question. Go ahead. Are you there, Victoria? No. We can continue. People have been joining the AMA while we've been chatting. suit style. So yeah, if we can maybe go over a recap of the FarmerDoge project. I know we're partnered with FarmerDoge for the next 12 months, so we'll be having lots of more AMAs coming up in the future, and lots of our investors are already investing in FarmerDoge. But for new investors and people joining the AMA in the middle, yeah, we can do a recap over FarmerDoge project for everyone.
Yeah, thanks, Glenn. I also want to mention too. I mean, obviously, I know it's can be asked at nauseum, but the idea of when marketing and what's coming and all those things, I will speak to another couple of things that I hadn't discussed yet. But we because of our team member Sky, he's connected heavily in the Asian market. We are going to be unleashing a very large marketing push to the Chinese market, which we believe our website, our meme, our token itself, just really, I think it will market well to that Chinese market. And beginning on February 10th, we're going to be seeing a heavy push for a couple of weeks on Weibo, which is kind of like their Facebook. There's going to be a number of different influencers posting, tweeting, YouTube videos, and that push is something that's going to be extremely important to us building as we move forward. We also plan on getting trending on a number of different sites as well, to couple with that Chinese marketing to help kind of take us through to that next leg up. So as far as kind of what's coming in the future for those that have just come in, the other thing I want to mention is that we are going to be giving away 60 BNB to our holders. 6 different people are going to win. The biggest winner is going to get 25 BNB total. Essentially, to qualify for that contest, you just have to buy and hold FarmerDoge up until February 14th. That's when we're going to be doing our giveaway. Obviously, we would love to have you guys stay around longer than that, but that's going to be something that's going to incentivize people that are coming in now and people that are currently holding the token. So that's going to be another great thing. Now, as far as kind of the history of FarmerDoge and what we do for the new people that joined, we are a multi-dividend token that through tokenomics are going to offer the ability to someone who comes in and buys FarmerDoge to diversify their portfolio through us. Our reward system pays you 10% of any token that we choose or that our community helps us choose. And then you're going to be getting a 10% rewards back based on the volume and the amount of crop you hold in that token that we're farming. So essentially, we're going to be doing a lot of the legwork at making sure that we've got projects that we believe are going to be good for our holders' portfolios, and then allow them the flexibility to do what they want with those tokens once they have them in their wallet. But I think we're going to bring a great level of education to our holders through some of that vetting process. And show kind of the power of what an individual can do when investing in crypto, and that strength of our team and the focus of us building and helping our community out as we continue to work together at also giving back to charities around the world. I think that you'll see that there's a great deal of focus that we all have at making sure that we can kind of keep this thing going and keep this train rolling for a long time. Our idea is that this isn't just a meme coin. It's not something that we want to be, pump and dump quick. We're focused on long term. We're focused on bringing volume for forever. And we really want our holders to be able to be successful by holding FarmerDoge and then being able to diversify that portfolio, as I mentioned, through holding our token. So that kind of gives you a story of where we're at. Obviously, would love to have all of you guys come join our community. I think you'll see that it's a really great place to come and hang out and visit. We've got a great loyal following. We're extremely active and very educational. I think you'll notice that it's a very healthy place to be. And I know a lot of these tokens on the BSC network, can be pretty toxic, spots. And we really aim towards making sure that we can create that healthy, educational and fun environment for our holders. So, obviously invite all of you guys, with Whalecoin Talk to come in and say what's up and hang out with us and see what we're all about. Because I do believe that investing in FarmerDoge today is going to be something that will be extremely beneficial to you in the future.
Definitely. Yeah, I can vouch for that. We have a long-term partnership, and we don't do that with many projects going into the future, it's a long-term legit project, and many people are already invested at WellCoin Talk, and looking forward to the future and many more AMAs to come this year. It's really exciting. You've got a lot coming out in the next few months, and anyone that's not invested, we can get you safely over to the FarmerDoge's official Telegram. I'm sure there's some copies, so yeah, you just ask us in text chat, we can get you there safely. Anyone listening into the recordings, if they've got any questions, we can get you there safely as well. And keep us updated in the text chat for our investors here that have already invested and future investors for FarmerDoge. Swoop Style, it's been great talking to you. And I look forward to seeing you again for an AMA in the future.
Thanks so much, Glenn. Obviously, always fun and happy to be with you guys. And I really look forward to our continued partnership and the growth of FarmerDoge and WhaleCoin Talk.
Definitely, yeah, super exciting. And been a great talk tonight. Take care, and I'll see you for the next AMA in the future when maybe the NFTs and if that comes out, that'd be great.
Yeah, we'll keep you guys up to date as we have more information on all the happenings, but we do have a lot coming. I think February is going to be a very big month for FarmerDoge, so we're really looking forward to it as a team. And again, I appreciate your time today. Thanks.
Awesome. Yeah, look forward to speaking again in the future.